Hello and welcome to the Snarky in the Suburbs podcast. I'm so glad you're here. We got a lot of stuff going on. I actually have, usually I have peeves, and today I have not a peeve with my peeves. Also a juicy Dear Snarky letter, mother-daughter problems. I'm expert level at that from my own experience. Then I have a confession from the Snarky Confessional. And this one isn't juicy, but it does speak to garage sales. So there you go. You're like, oh God, I'm going to hang on and listen to this podcast because I want to hear about freaking garage sales. It is worth it. Stay with me. So let's just go straight to the Dear Snarky letter. Someone in the comments said that they appreciate how I jump right in. So I'm going to keep on jumping right in. Let me grab the letter. I'm not using my phone this time because it always shakes, rattles, and rolls. So we're not going to do that. We've gone old school. It is on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Boomer alert. Okay, this one made me laugh, and then it made me I feel for the woman that wrote this letter. She's getting manipulated. She's getting played by her daughter and her ex-husband. Here we go. Dear Snarky, I have a 20-year-old daughter who is home from college for the summer, and she is being a huge a-hole to me. Our issue is that I recently divorced her father, serial cheater and world-class liar, although we had been separated since my daughter's sophomore year of high school. To celebrate my divorce after 5 long years of legal hell, my best friend threw me a divorce party. It was wild and fabulous. The cherry on top was when I threw my wedding gown into the hostess's backyard fire pit. The wedding gown was from the 90s and was so ugly. I got it at a small town bridal shop for $200, and it was one big cheap satin polyester ruffle. Well, my ex-husband found out I had burned my wedding dress via a guest at the party, telling her husband, and her husband telling my ex. My ex went right to my daughter and told her that I had burned my wedding dress. Now my daughter is, quote, disgusted with me for burning the dress and says she wanted to wear it when she got married, and she can't believe I didn't take her feelings into consideration when I burned the dress. It was a whole thing. I know there is no way in hell my daughter would have worn that dress, nor had she ever expressed an interest in the dress. It's hideous and was made of polyester satin. In fact, it melted more than burned. I also know she's just doing this to punish me for getting a divorce, although she's had 5 years to get used to the idea. I do not want my entire summer spent being berated by my daughter as she plays the victim card, nor do I want my daughter to ruin her entire summer by playing the victim card. How do I negotiate some kind of truce so we can move on from something so stupid? Signed, Divorced Mom. Oh, yeah, your daughter's, she's just messing with you for sure. Maybe she had a really bad year at college and she's taken a lot of stuff out on you. Here is my advice. As somebody with a daughter, I would just call her bluff. I would sit her down. I'd be really honest because, with your daughter, you can do that. And I would just go, look, I know for some reason you're still harboring ill will about your father and I getting divorced. And I would mention that, it's been 5 years in the making. Thank you very much. And just say you would never, ever going to wear that wedding dress. It's ugly. You've got good fashion sense. There is no way in hell you would ever want to wear that dress. It would be an embarrassment and you would never, ever do that. Then I would say, number 2, no one wants to wear a wedding dress that the person who wore it got a divorce. It's like that wedding dress is jinxed. So I would just tell her, also there is no way that you would wear a wedding dress that your mother wore and then divorced her father. Like the marriage didn't last. It's a jinx dress. There's no way you would wear it. So you just need to stop. Just tell her you just need to stop all this BS. I'm not buying it. And I know you're just doing this because you want to punish me because I divorced your dad. Although, like I said, 5 years you had to get used to the idea. And then I would point out, your dad's manipulating you. I didn't tell you I burned the dress because it's none of your business, nor do I think as my daughter, you need to know that a friend threw me a divorce party. It may be hurtful for you, which is why I didn't, tell you that I was celebrating getting divorced that thoroughly and with so much joy. So your dad found out. He's telling you to play you, to manipulate you, to be mad at me. And I would say, you're 20. you should be able to figure that out. You know your dad. If you want to fall into your father's trap, well, that's a choice. That's a choice. And it seems like a choice you made. And then I go in for the big boom. And I would go, look, if you wanted to wear that dress so badly, I will go shop Etsy, bunch of stuff. I'll find you a dress exactly like that. And I'll get you that dress. And then you can wear it when you get married. I'll save it for you. And you can wear that dress. Just call her bluff, because you know she's not going to want to wear that dress. She might say, but it's not the same dress. And go, yeah, it's not cursed. It's not a marriage that ended in divorce dress. Okay? There you go. There you go. But I would call her out on it. Oh my God. I mean, of all the things that she is going to be mad about, it's that you burned a hideous, ugly wedding dress from the 90s. I got married in the 80s, so I'd forgotten how ugly 90 wedding dresses were. I thought the 80s were bad. I mean, I had puff sleeves that looked like landing pads for alien spacecraft. So I had to Google 90s wedding dresses. Whoa! They might have been worse. The puff sleeves are still there. And as you mentioned in your letter, ruffles for days. And then all this lace, kind of like a high neck lace thing. And then like a bustle. No one wants a bustle, okay? No woman wants a bustle. They were hideous. And right. No daughter would want to wear that. And I know there's all of these people that whenever I talk about wedding dresses, well, you could reimagine it. She could have cut it down for a reception dress or whatever, or rehearsal dinner. No, if the fabric is like polyester satin, no one wants that, okay? So people that want to remake wedding dresses that no one wants, stop. You're being ridiculous. So that's my advice. Call her bluff. Say, you want to dress so bad? I'll go find that dress. Tell her she's being manipulated by her dad, and at 20, she's old enough to know what's happening. 3, just tell her, I know what you're doing. Stop. I'm not going to play this game. And then finally, I would say, if you're going to be in a bad mood all summer, and your summer's number one goal is to punish me for burning a hideous dress, then maybe you need to go spend the summer with your dad. Offer that up. And if she takes it, she takes it. But 20, she's too old for this. Absolutely too old. Just call her out. What is she going to be, like a junior in college? She's too old for this. So I would not spend a summer with my daughter just being an a-hole to me. Absolutely not. No, she's an adult. She needs to start acting like an adult. So yeah, there's no way I would do that. Okay, there's my letter. What do you think? Let me know. Y'all, I've been getting such great comments. Such great comments. I love that. Okay, now let's move on to the peeves. And remember when I sang, I was kicked out of high school choir because I was tone deaf. So I know I can't sing. A lot of people like on podcast kind of sing and they have really good voices. I am not one of those people. I'm not singing because I have a good voice. I'm singing because I'm a woman with joy. Okay, let's go to, first let's do my not a peeve. And I have notes, people. And that's when you know it's going to be a good podcast. Okay, my not a peeve, something that made me happy, is the sick burn that Hugh Jackman's soon-to-be ex-wife gave him. This is a woman, I believe she's 69 years old. I wrote it down. There's a 13-year age difference. He is 56. For all these years, y'all, you didn't hear a peep out of this woman. She would show up to I guess the Marvel movie events or Wolverine, whatever. Not a peep. There wasn't a peep out of this woman at all. Then the divorce is getting finalized, and that woman said, I am not going to shut up anymore. So this is the quote she gave. I'm going to read it to you because I have notes. So this is the quote she gives. My heart and compassion goes out to everyone who has traversed the traumatic journey of betrayal. It's a profound wound that cuts deep. However, I believe in a higher power and that God, the universe, whatever you relate to as your guidance, is always working for us. The traumatic journey of betrayal, love that. And a profound wound that cuts deep. Yeah, so she let loose. And then what did little Hugh Jackman say? He says he's heartbroken that she said that, adding that hopefully in time they will heal and be friends and resolve any misunderstandings. And by misunderstandings, it's the fact that he cheated on her. So that's what we're calling cheating now, Mr. Jackman, a misunderstanding. I believe he cheated on her with Sutton Foster, who I love. She is so talented, Broadway actress. And she's 50, so she's 50, he's 56, no problem with that. I don't even have a problem with his wife, Deborah Furness. or soon to be ex-wife, being, 69. That was a 13-year age difference. Who cares? It's fine. But I love the fact that she, spoke up for herself, and then her soon to be ex-husband described it as a misunderstanding. Okay. All right, buddy. You can call it that. And every woman in the world will say, F you, cheating is not a misunderstanding. They do get to split $387 million. So that's going to heal a lot of wounds. I mean, it's a profound wound. She called it a profound wound. But you know what? Splitting $387 million, that wound is getting healed. If it was me, my wounds would be getting better. It would be like a salve for my wounds. All that money. And they were married 27 years. So, she's getting that. She's getting that. It's not some 3-year marriage. 27 years. Oh, she's getting probably a lot of that money. At least half, I would think. And I just love that. I love that. I love that she finally spoke. And then I love that he's such a man baby. He had to say that he was heartbroken by her saying that. And then calling it cheating and misunderstanding. So that's my not a peeve. I'm like, bravo, 69 years old, and you found your voice. Keep using it. Okay, then my peeve. I've got a couple of peeves. I'm going to start with one peeve that's personal to me. Okay, so if you're not following me on TikTok, you're missing out, just saying that. But I'm also on Instagram. But this wasn't on Instagram, it's just on TikTok. And quite frankly, I'm just going to say straight up the better stuff's on TikTok because I don't have a 3-minute time limit. Instagram with that 3-minute time limit, y'all, it's a struggle for me. A struggle. The struggle is indeed real. So anyways, I was doing an update to a letter I got about a fugly wedding dress. And I was wearing this cute new top that I had gotten from J. Crew. And it was blue and it was kind of sheer because it's a summer top. And I was standing up while I was, doing my TikTok. And you could see an outline of a bra. You could see it. And you could see maybe at high-waisted pants, maybe a little, maybe is that a tummy? Is that her skin? Whatever. It was no big deal. I felt very comfortable. Whatever. So not one, but 2 people. Of course, it got over 250,000 views. So only 2 people, because everyone else was smarter, had to reach out to me during a TikTok team and did you know your bra showing? 2 people. Okay. So I told them, yeah, I know my bra's showing. There's a shadow of a bra. Yeah, I know that's showing. And I don't care. And then one person suggested I wear a cami. I go, I've never worn a cami under anything, and I never want to wear a cami. It's summer. Do you think I'm layering a bra, a cami, and then a top? Not doing it. I'm a free woman. I'm not doing bra, cami, top. No, because summer is real and heat is real. So I was just like, are you kidding me? And then the one woman I didn't block because she came back and apologized, and then I felt bad for blocking her. But the other woman, I'm just like, F you. You are getting blocked. Sorry. Runny nose, people watching. I apologize for wiping, touching up my nose with the Kleenex. Pardon me. But I'm just like, no, I'm over it. And then I wanted to tell each of these women, I go, are you the type of person, oh, I've gotten Dear Snarky letters about this, thank you very much, that's always picking at another person, under the guise of being nice? Because this woman, when I said, the one I didn't block, I go, who cares? I don't care. And she's like, oh, I was just wondering, if you knew. I have eyeballs. I can see the TikTok that I just posted. I edited the TikTok I just posted with me eyeballs. Yeah, I know there's a shadow of my bra. It's a sheer top. That are always picking on you. Like the woman at work that's always your eyebrows going up, or do you have something in your hair, or your buttons seem just always the pick. And they do it under the guise of being nice, or you're just about to go in the meeting and someone will it's a big meeting for you and they'll comment on your button, or do you have something in here or something on your face? And there's nothing. They're just pick. And they do it under the guise of they're just being nice or they're just being helpful. When in actuality, they're bitches. Okay? They're just bitches. A woman that is 64 years old knows if her bra's showing, and if it's a choice, and you don't need to point it out, okay, that there's a shadow of my bra. I don't need to know. So I don't get it. I don't get why people do that. And what makes me the most mad about that is they do it and they're patting themselves on the back that they're such a good friend to point that out, or they were just being helpful. No, you're not. And you need to stop it. You need to stop it. And that bugged me. That bugged me. I mean, I will get people pointing out like my eyebrows aren't even, or my eyebrows were askew, or somebody pointed out one time that my mascara on my left lower lash was too clumpy. Do these people get another hobby? Okay? Get it? I mean, I complained last week, podcast 25, about, God, what did I complain about last week? God, it was so much. Oh, people correcting my grammar in my podcast. I'll take that over, you've got clumpy mascara on your left bottom lash. Get over yourself and get out of my life. I don't want to hear it, okay? I don't want to hear it. Oh, and then I get a lot of medical diagnosis over TikTok. So I know TikTok has saved lives with people pointing out stuff, but no thank you. Anyways, there you go. That's a personal peeve. Now I'm going to move on to a dumb peeve. Okay, y'all, flowers and food. I got my Southern Living. I got my Better Homes and Garden. I love a magazine. I love magazines coming to my home. I love how it's beautiful. I am still someone that subscribes to magazines. I want to hold them. Okay, so anyways, all these recipes, flowers and food. Get over it. Get over it. No one is going to eat the flowers. I don't care if a marigold tastes like, pepper. I don't know what it says. I'm not going to eat it. It's going to be removed from my food. I don't want rose petals in my food. I don't want pansies. I don't want, begonia. Begonia petals are supposed to taste, I don't like onions or something. No. Quit with the flowers and the food. It looks lovely for a photograph, and I guess if you're going to present it, but please know if someone presents me with like flowers in my food, I'm removing them, and then I'll be eating my food. Plus, it scares me because a lot of people may just pick that petunia or rose petal from their garden. Was it sprayed with pesticides? I don't know. I'm not eating the flowers in the food. So that as a food choice, as a yum, put rose petals in your food or begonia petals, stop. It's ridiculous. The average person, me, is not going to do it. And it's just dumb. It's something no one's going to do. So get over it. And even on like the baking championships, I love like the Food Network, Holiday Baking Championship, Spring Baking Championship, Halloween. They used to have a summer one, but I don't think they're having it this year. And people, I am bereft. I love a baking championship. They'll put flowers in the food, and even the judges take them off. They're not going to eat your pansy, okay? They're not going to eat your begonia. No. Hard pass. Stop it. Next up, radical honesty is in. No, people, we're not embracing radical honesty, all right? And I'm going to tell you why. It is just, for many people, they say, I'm doing radical honesty. It's just another excuse for people to be mean, hateful, and cruel. All of those pretty much the same thing, but whatever. It's just like people that say, I'm going to be a straight shooter. So they can just be huge dicks to you, okay? That's what that's all about. Or people that say, I can never lie. I can't lie. And then they proceed to say horrible things about you or, be incredibly cruel. And then they're putting themselves on a pedestal. I had to do that because I can't lie. Or I had to do it because I'm a straight shooter. Or now I had to do it because I've embraced radical honesty. You know what you're embracing? You're embracing being a huge dick. That's what you're embracing, okay? And you're just looking for excuses out there to be a huge dick. No one wants your radical honesty. And the only way I will tolerate radical honesty or straight shooters or people that can't lie, if they are indeed honest with themselves, which they're not. They're 100% not honest with themselves. They don't have any self-reflection that like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I'm the jerk. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I need to work on improving myself before I project my radical honesty on other people. Oh no, that's never going to happen. Never, ever, ever. Because people the straight shooters out there, the I can't lie people, and now they radical honesty contingent. There's no self-reflection at all. They're just, thinking they're fabulous, and they're going to share their hate-filled fabulousness with other people. No, I am not doing it. I see like radical honesty now, even saw an article about it, some other stuff, the pros of embracing radical honesty. No, that's like just giving someone permission to be really mean and to hurt people's feelings and to like excuse their behavior because, it's radical honesty. It's good for you. Not going to have it. And if someone comes to me with their radical honesty BS, and I'm the same way with these straight shooters and I can't tell a lie, you will get zero patience from me for your nonsense. Not doing it. Not doing it. It makes me like almost violently angry. Violently angry. And I've seen family members do that. Straight shooter family member, no, you're the hugest jerk of the family. You ruin every family holiday, but you're going to leave. I ruined the holiday. I made people cry, but I'm a straight shooter. I had to do that. Never darken the door of anyone's life again. Just saying that. Until you can behave yourself and have basic courtesy and basic manners, perhaps you do not need to be around anyone or a dog even. Okay, don't subject your dog to your radical honesty. Maybe you need to come back to a family or a social gathering when you've turned that same radical honesty on yourself. Okay, that peeve over. Okay, now we're going to move into my confession. Y'all, a lot of my confessions are going to be like, that's a confession? And then you're just going to give it time and you'll be like, oh, I can see how that would be confession. They can't all be groundbreaking, people. Because I'm going to be radically honest with you. I'm not that exciting of a person. I do not have that exciting of a life. So there's some truth. So not every confession is going to be like, oh my God. So here's a confession. That's not, oh my God. But wait for it. Okay, my confession is I have 2 kids, 29, 25. They both had birthdays. I had to think about that. The 29, like, wow, next year I have a 30-year-old son. Whoa, that's something. Is that I have never had, oh, wait a minute, I didn't do my whisper. Okay, ready for the snarky confession from the Snarky Confessional. Okay, I've never had a family portrait made. I've never had a professional family portrait made. You know where they come out and it's, you're outside by the beach in your white linen shirt and blue pants or whatever, and your hair's waving, or, you're by a creek or a lake, or you're in your house or whatever. I've never had a professional family portrait taken at all. I don't have a big 20 by 30 huge picture, over my fireplace of my family. Do I feel guilty about that? I don't, because I have thousands of pictures of my family, just not a professional portrait. And I will say my husband is an excellent photographer and we have beautiful family pictures, but I've never had the portrait or the big framed U-Haul. So I'm okay with that. And I'm going to tell you why. Over the years, I have seen, and this is really sad, I'm grabbing a tissue, people's huge family portraits dragged to the curb for garage sales. Dragged to the curb for garage sales. Oh my God, my heart hurts. So, last week, it was a big, like all the neighborhoods have like neighborhood-wide garage sales. I don't do garage sales. I mean, I'm just too lazy to drag all my stuff out. Just not going to do it. I'll just donate to charity. It's easier. Or my favorite thing to do is just take it to the curb and put free on it and then go to Craigslist and says free stuff. It's gone. My personal best for my stuff being dragged from the curb after putting on Craigslist that it was free, 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Even my husband was impressed. I was like, oh, it's gone. And I didn't have to load it in my car. Very excited. Okay, anyways, back to this. So I'm with my dog, just snooping, just being a looky-loo, just walking through the, different neighborhoods. I see a big ass family photo. You can tell it was done by a professional. Gorgeous, okay? In a huge frame, and the frame was giving Versailles vibes. The gold frame and everything. And it broke my heart. It broke my heart that this family photo looked like it was maybe circa 1990s, okay? Of this mom and dad and their 3 kids was at a garage sale. And I knew somebody would buy this photo for the frame alone because frames are very expensive. Very expensive. But I'm like, oh my God, why? What happened? What happened in this family that someone didn't want that photo, even to let the huge family photo live its life out in the basement? The ugly portion of it, just keep it in the basement. Why? Why the garage sale? Why had this family photo picked up by a stranger for the frame? Or why wouldn't you take the photo out so you're just selling the frame? I don't know. It's always extremely upsetting to me. And every time this happens, I'm like, I'm glad I never had a family photo made because I don't want my family ever to be in a garage sale. My heart is hurting. Then, wouldn't you worry about the stranger buying your huge 20 by 30 family photo? Wouldn't you worry? Because, and this is from a person, like a normal person wouldn't think this. What I'm about to tell you, someone normal would not think this. But as a woman who listens to not one, not two, but not three, but four murder podcasts a week, 4 different ones. You got your Dateline, you got your 2020, you got your 48 hours, and then, okay, Snapped, Women Who Kill. Love it. It's like the least journalistic of all of them, which makes it delicious, okay? So it's got great music too. And most of the women who kill are from Texas. I'm sorry. I was like, they are from Texas. The last one I listened to was from Mahia. Someone was from Tyler, Texas. They're from Texas, okay? So it makes me homesick listening to Snapped, Women Who Kill, because I'm like, oh, we used to get our Christmas tree in Mahia, and there was a serial killer, serial killer. But whatever, enough about that. So anyways, I'm thinking, what if like a serial killer buys your family photo, okay? Your 20 by 30 huge freaking photo, okay? And then uses it as a template for a homicidal rampage. A homicidal rampage. They find out like where the family is. Like they put it on their wall. You know the serial killers like in the movies, they break into the house, finally the cops do, and there's like a huge wall with strings and all this stuff. Yeah, and they track down these people that are now like very old, like the parents, and the kids that are now like older adults, okay? They track them down. And they commit unspeakable crimes. I mean, just imagine. That's why I can't understand why anybody would let a photo of their family, a huge photo, go to strangers. I'm getting chills just telling you this. Chills all over. So yeah, I don't get it. And I saw that and I'm like, I'm a smart one here. Because my photos I have, the ones I love, are in frames from like the home goods store or a Marshall's, okay? And my kids will never have to worry about how to get rid of a huge family photo. Nor I would like to think I have raised better human members of society. My dog, isn't she cute right there? If you're not on YouTube, you can't see my dog, but she is adorable. The sound of my voice bores her, as you can see. Anyways, to do that with a family photo, for God's sakes, take the photo out of the frame. I don't care. You got to use a knife to get it out because, it's covered in like the paper backing. I have raised better people that they would not do that. They would not delegate a family photo to a garage sale. So that's my confession, and I'm proud of it. I am proud of it. And to those of you that have those big, huge ass family photos, and God love you for that, don't ever put it in a garage sale. Don't ever put it in a garage sale. If you're thinking of, God, we don't want that, no, their kids don't want it, no one wants it, at the very least, make sure you remove the photo of your family, or else you could be inviting murder into your life. Think about that. That's my confession. Are you scared? I'm scared. But it's also a Tuesday, and I'm very excited because the Dateline podcast has dropped. I can't help myself. I'm a girl who loves the murder podcast. I'm also a girl who walks that dog an hour and a half every day. So I need my murder podcast. Anyways, that's it for episode 26 of the Snarky in the Suburbs podcast. Y'all, you're so great, and the comments are fantastic, and I love that you're all here. Just absolutely love it. And what's the stuff I have to tell you to do? Oh, buy my books. Gosh, where is my book? Okay, buy my books. This one, speaking of murder, Killer Dance Mom. It's a murder mystery. Who killed a dance judge at a competition? Was it a crazy dance mom? Buy the book to find out. And if you're like, girl, I've never been a dance mom, I don't want to read your book. If you've ever had a kid even playing 4-year-old soccer, like, the little cute kids playing soccer, you will relate to this book. And my whole podcast description, the links to my books are in there. Go buy them. You'll have a blast. There's 5. I'm working on number 6. Y'all, that book, I've never cranked a book out slower in my life, but it is coming. And it's based on mother-in-laws and boy moms. So, deliciousness. So do that. Oh, and if you're watching on YouTube, what do I have to say? Like and subscribe. But thank y'all very much. I appreciate you, and I appreciate that you choose to, spend your time with me. You're lovely people. Okay, thanks.